I'm Robert Kurtzman, director of the Demolitionist. What we see here is some conceptual designs for the Demolitionist costume and some of her weapons. They're done by John Bisson, conceptual illustrator on the film and storyboard artist. And as you can see, they're very comic book oriented. The movie's a comic book film, so we wanted to go with that real, almost Japanese look to her costume. These are some clay sculptures of the Demolitionist, basically a little maquette. We do this after we get the two-dimensional illustrations done. We go to the three-dimensional clay sculpture, and this gives our sculptors and our costume people an idea of what we're going for and how it translates three-dimensionally. These sculptures were done by Evan Campbell, one of K&B sculptors. Here's Nicole, who I met with early on in pre-production, and she's very athletic, so she was a perfect choice for the Demolitionist. Here we are at K&B Effects Studios, and their technicians at K&B are doing a body cast of Nicole, and they're doing it in sections. Do a lower half, it's plaster bandage, and it gets pretty hot, about 120 degrees, so we're doing it in sections so she doesn't overheat. Process like this usually takes about 2 hours. You have to do her head and hands and all the various body parts. Right here they're doing the upper torso. From this we end up making fiberglass copies of her body, which then we sculpt on and construct the spandex suits. And the guys are doing a head cast here, which we use a different material for. It's not plaster bandage, but it's alginate, which is a seaweed compound that they put on, use in dental molding. And from here they put the bandages on the outside, and then we pull a fiberglass copy or stone copy out of that to sculpt her mask on later. There's a clay sculpture of what her mask will end up looking like. It'll be done in, the final copy will be out of fiberglass, just like a racing helmet. And here's Nicole at K&B during one of the test fittings. We had 3 or 4 of these test fittings, basically trying out all the pieces, making sure they fit. A lot of things are unfinished on her here. And Nicole suits up as a Demolitionist in her final finished outfit. She prepares to go out and kick some ass.
Your suit and body armor have been reinforced with bulletproof and fireproof Kevlar.
It's what I call the Rambo sequence.
The built-in transmitter inside your mask allows for two-way communication between you and your customers.
These are some storyboards for the dogfight sequence in the film. They were done by Mark Tavares, one of the K&B guys. I like to storyboard all the action out, and it helps the technicians plan out everything they need in the sequence, effects people, the pyrotechnics, and the stunt people. And it also helps you build what specifics you need for every shot. Here we have our stunt coordinator, Dave Cochran, and he's demonstrating how to use a staff to Nicole. Nicole's very athletic, so she picked up on things pretty quick. We worked on this sequence for a couple of weeks training for what's really only maybe 2 minutes worth of film. And there's not many actresses out there that can come in and pick up on this kind of thing really quick, and she did, and we have a really cool sequence because of it. These are the storyboards for the finale sequence of the film. They were done by John Bisson, who did the conceptual artwork that you saw earlier with the Demolitionist costume. There were a lot of pyrotechnics involved with this sequence, and storyboards helped in everyone knowing what was going on. A lot of safety issues come up, and when everyone knows what's happening and how you're going to achieve it and how you're going to shoot something, everyone can plan things out and things move a lot smoother. With a 24-day shooting schedule, we only had maybe a day and a half for each action scene in the film. So we planned it out shot by shot so that things would go quicker. I could really move through it. I had a lot of setups to get every day. And the only way we could pull something like this off is through really careful planning. Here we are at KMB, a lot of weapons on a table, and Dave Wogue here is assembling one of the Demolitionist handguns. The interior mechanism was designed by Tim Ralston. Here's Jake McKinnon, another KMB technician working on assembling the guns. And these are gas guns, and they fire calcium carbide gas. It's actually acetylene gas. And Dave Wogue here shows gun firing, and Dave also designed the shell of the gun. Here we are down at San Pedro, it looks like. I'm adjusting something on the costume. This is also down at San Pedro in a warehouse, and this is part of the finale sequence. Nicole is up on a table. I believe she's going to gun somebody down here. And one of the stunt guys throws a kick, knocking her to her knees. This is the stunt girl wearing a helmet because there's all these guns firing around her, in and around her. So for safety reasons, we put a helmet on her, and we were shooting low down through her legs at the guys being squibbed. There's the guy with the lasers on is Chris Robbins, one of the KMB guys. There's a lot of guys from KMB playing bikers in the film. a sequence of storyboards we never shot for the film. At the end of the finale, there's going to be a big sword fight sequence between the Demolitionist and Mad Dog's henchman, Roland. And it was another opportunity, too, to show a nifty gadget for the Demolitionist. It was a sword that she pulls out and it activates and the blade comes out. And she has a duel to the death with Roland. And because we only had about a day and a half to shoot the end finale sequence, and so we had to make last-minute choices and cut it down. So this is a sequence I lost. It was really kind of painful because we trained a lot with Nicole sword fighting with Tom Samini, who played Roland, and we had a pretty cool little sequence worked out. But on the day when we were shooting, some long hours, almost 16-hour days, we ended up realizing that I wasn't going to get what I needed to complete the sequence using the sword fight, so we lost it. And we ended up killing Tom during the gunfight. And I hope this gives you an idea of what it takes to make a film like The Demolitionist. And thank you for supporting it, and hope you enjoyed it.
Sorry bunch, drug addicts and whores.
If the war on crime is to be won,
I can isolate Mad Dog. I'm taking him out.
Melissa. Wait for Peck! We get trouble.
Surveillance cameras. Time to fold, Angel.
a lady cop must be reborn.
I can offer you a second chance. Do you want that chance? Do you want it?
And a new era of law enforcement must begin.
I dead?
You were.
Because neighborhoods have become war zones.
Put the money in the bag!
The streets have become a living hell.
Roll it, Henry!
And the only angel will be a cop who's part lady, part machine, and the ultimate blonde bombshell.
I've been commissioned to create a soldier of justice. Someone to wage war on the criminals of the city with absurdly extreme prejudice.
Since the appearance of this mysterious phantom in Metro City, crime has been on a steady decline.
When no man can handle the job,
Revolution has arrived! The streets are ours!
one woman can.
Who is the Demolitionist?
They trained her.
I expect nothing from the old you. I demand perfection from what you become.
They armed her. And then they abandoned her.
I'm ordering you to stand down.
I don't take orders from you. She's off the streets.
You can't do that.
Now an officer who never needed backup
How much time do I have left?
is backed against the wall.
She's already dead.
Well, I guess God's on my side, Angel.
I don't think so.
Hell has no fury like a woman transformed. The Demolitionist, starring Nicole Eggert and Richard Grieco.